This is Epic Book Recaps, a podcast that offers complimentary audio summaries of influential nonfiction books, making learning a smarter experience. Happy Sexy Millionaire by Stephen Bartlett. Affirm your worthiness. In the year 2014, a video was circulated by Jubilee Media, based out of Los Angeles. It involved a simple but thought-provoking question posed to 50 adults and children. If there was one thing they could change about their bodies, what would it be? The responses from adults leaned towards dissatisfaction with aspects of their physical appearance, such as their skin, ears, and foreheads. In stark contrast, the children responded with whimsical and imaginative answers like having shark teeth, the tail of a mermaid, or the legs of a cheetah. With the advent of social media and the constant comparison to others that comes with it, people often begin to second-guess their own worth. They start to believe that their actions, thoughts, and emotions aren't sufficient. This mindset leads to the constant pursuit of higher career positions, the acquisition of increasingly expensive material possessions, and the chase for an elusive state of happiness. This chase for happiness is often portrayed in the myriad of books and films produced by renowned authors and directors. However, this state of happiness often proves fleeting and leads individuals to set even loftier goals in their relentless pursuit of feeling deserving of happiness. But what we need to understand is that life itself is a game with numerous combinations of happiness. By looking at ourselves from a fresh perspective, reassessing our values and gauging our success and happiness based on our personal standards, we can unlock our true self-worth and achieve everything we want from life. Embrace gratitude. Consider this scenario. When do you think Stephen Bartlett, a successful entrepreneur, felt the pinnacle of happiness and gratitude? Was it when his company was valued at a staggering $200 million? Or when, in his youth, he had the good fortune of finding 13 pounds and 40 pence in loose change left on the couch of a fast food restaurant? As you ponder this, think about your own life. Has there been an incident where the joy you derive from achieving a long-desired goal wasn't as strong as you anticipated? This is often a consequence of constantly raising the stakes, engaging in competition with others, and focusing on the future at the expense of the present moment. Many people lose their ability to appreciate what they already have in this relentless race. This was the case with Stephen Bartlett. Upon discovering that his project's value had increased, he didn't feel any sense of accomplishment or joy. This was a wake-up call. He realized that in his single-minded pursuit of wealth and building a successful company, he had overlooked the simple joys of life, such as finding 13 pounds and 40 pence that he could use to buy food. This experience taught him that gratitude isn't necessarily tied to purchasing a new car or opening a new office. Here's a guide to help you appreciate your accomplishments more and derive joy and gratitude from overcoming new challenges. Disconnect from bloggers and influencers who don't inspire you, but instead inundate you with toxic productivity and optimism. Engage offline with real individuals who are willing to share their triumphs and failures and offer genuine support without the facade of Instagram filters. Refrain from comparing yourself to people who grew up or evolved in a different environment than yours. Such comparisons are counterproductive and compel individuals to seek flaws in themselves, rather than focusing on personal growth, acknowledging their progress, and leveraging their strengths. Stephen Bartlett eloquently stated that if there was one simple thing a person could do to boost their health and happiness, it would be expressing gratitude on a regular basis. A pertinent theory to consider here is the hedonic treadmill theory, which takes into account people's ability to adapt to both positive and negative changes and integrate them into their standard level of life satisfaction over time. Whether winning the lottery or undergoing a complex surgery, people usually revert to their conventional level of happiness after a certain period. Slow and steady wins the race. A study conducted by Purdue University in 2018 came up with a fascinating finding. When a person's annual income surpasses $95,000, it no longer impacts their level of life satisfaction. You might assume that people with such wealth spend substantial time and effort deciding which new house or car to buy. However, that's not the case. Much like those with lower incomes, these individuals are more preoccupied with their primary purpose and the prospect of sharing their success with their loved ones. They grapple with questions such as, is their job truly their calling? Will they encounter a life partner who can provide them with support and understanding? Is it feasible for them to balance their career and personal relationships? These questions are not just internal ponderings, but are also societal expectations that demand clarity and binary outcomes. The inability to answer these questions often leads to feelings of anxiety and depression, and a belief that they lack control over their lives. Instead of attempting to find yourself, your ideal partner, or your dream job, make an effort to create them. It's crucial to remember that you don't need to solve all complex situations at once, especially those that directly impact your future. Allow yourself the luxury of focusing on one task at a time for as long as you need before moving on to the next. 2 exercises from Stoic philosophy can assist you in prioritizing. First, visualize your life without the things and people you take for granted. How would you feel if you didn't have any friends or hobbies? What would your daily life look like if you didn't have a car? This negative visualization exercise can help you reassess your routine and start appreciating what you have more. It may also help you identify things you no longer need. Second, prepare yourself for a short period of voluntary discomfort. You could consider abstaining from luxuries like fancy meals, social media, travel, or dating for a week or a month. Observe your reactions. Do you find joy in other activities? How does this impact your happiness? This temporary emotional deprivation can shed light on your values and help you identify what's no longer a priority. Reassess your priorities. When was the last time you encountered the phrase, "find your passion"? This phrase is ubiquitous, displayed on store merchandise, motivational TikTok reels, and success-oriented books. It's important to analyze what's wrong with this popular mantra. Firstly, this mindset can be toxic as it leaves people with no choice but to question their career, lifestyle, and relationship choices, and search for ways to overhaul their lives. Contrary to the belief of some self-improvement coaches and motivational speakers, there are individuals who are content with their routines and habits. Secondly, discovering a true passion doesn't necessarily translate to enduring happiness. Every endeavor comes with its own set of challenges, losses, and disappointments. Even seemingly enjoyable activities like pottery or dog training can induce anxiety due to the need for a specific target audience, logistical problem solving, and strategic planning. A healthier alternative to finding your passion is to strive to make your work engaging. You can assume more initiative at work, which allows you to make independent decisions and encourages creativity. Advocate for clear tasks with specific deadlines to monitor your progress. Seek feedback to gain a better understanding of your strengths and areas for growth. At the same time, it's crucial to maintain your social interactions and not become isolated in the office, losing touch with the outside world. A workday shouldn't solely consist of hours spent in front of a screen, food delivery at home, and binge-watching TV shows. Such a lifestyle can lead to a loss of purpose and feelings of loneliness. Build relationships with your colleagues and contribute to their growth. This will strengthen your social connections and remind you of the primary purpose of any job, to make a positive impact on people's lives. In the words of Stephen Bartlett, the only great person you have the possibility of becoming is the greatest version of yourself, and that is a pretty great person. An interesting revelation is that when you start finding meaning and value in your responsibilities, acknowledge your growth and development opportunities, you might discover that your job has become your passion. Instead of aiming to change the world, focus on changing yourself within it. Knowing when to quit. Have you noticed how people often encourage each other to persist and not give up as a gesture of support? In reality, having the courage to admit when something isn't working and needs to be abandoned can be a more significant and valuable decision than merely following the course of events. Unfortunately, open discussions where people admit that having the ability to quit, whether it's a relationship, a job, or a project, is an act of courage are still uncommon. Making such a decision can be incredibly challenging. Our primordial brain is wired to favor familiarity and safety. It doesn't understand why we would voluntarily leave known territory and venture into the unknown filled with potential dangers. In contemporary terms, why would one quit a long-term relationship or a secure job, even if the love has faded or their career growth has stagnated? In some situations, the ability to quit is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of strength. Letting go of something that seems comfortable signifies a readiness to embrace the unknown and confront uncertainties. When making such a decision, it's important to understand that the changes may not necessarily result in circumstances that are entirely better than before. If your decision makes your future even 20% more successful than your previous experience, it's a win-win situation. You might find exactly what you've been missing: a more intimate romantic relationship, flexible work hours, or the chance to learn from successful case studies. If you're considering making significant changes, here are 4 questions to kickstart your journey. Have you ever thought about leaving? Why? Can you change the situation? Is it worth it? It's time we started acknowledging and appreciating ourselves and others for the courage to leave situations that no longer serve us. Let's learn to gaze into the unknown fearlessly and not compromise on the brighter future that awaits us when we muster the courage to take bold steps. Success is a marathon. Many individuals are on the lookout for quick and easy routes to success. This can be attributed to clickbait headlines like 5 Steps to Business Success or 10-second TikTok reels where people briefly showcase their big projects, or entrepreneurs revealing 3 books or movies that changed their lives. Consequently, individuals who have watched movies like The Pursuit of Happiness or an online course on startup creation might feel disheartened when they begin to devise a strategic plan to develop their ideas. The real secret to success lies in consistent, sustained effort over a long period. Building a social media following or finding potential customers for your product often takes much longer than the duration of a 2-hour movie. Success is the result of repeatedly doing small things well over time. Here are some practical tips to help you plan for the long term. Cultivate the habit of regularly dedicating time to activities that bring you closer to your goal. Whether it's reading, learning a new language or skill like programming, or consistently working out, remember that no one can build muscles or master a new language to the B2 level in 10 days. Those who achieve their goals are those who practice consistently over a long period. Consider how every decision, email response, or lunch with potential partners could impact your plans and progress. Even the smallest of your actions can leave a positive or negative mark on your reputation. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Many factors contribute to the formation of self-beliefs: your upbringing, the media you consume, and a countless number of comments from those around you, including strangers. Realizing the permanence of your beliefs is the first step towards addressing them. To truly alter them, you need to immerse yourself in new experiences and information that challenge and directly contradict your current beliefs, thereby providing compelling evidence against them. Never divert your focus from your ideas and always assume responsibility for your life. Believing in your ability to shape your destiny often leads to necessary changes in your situation. The path to success is rooted in the understanding that your current activities and interests are enough. Anything you do in the future can add to your wealth, enhance the lives of your customers, and inspire others to achieve their goals. However, your growth should not originate from a desire to prove your worthiness of respect, love, money, or support to others or yourself. You are enough. This is an incontestable truth. Any planning should commence from this point. Give these suggestions a try. Value your time in the present moment. Don't defer your happiness for an uncertain future. Choose your priorities based on internal desires and values rather than external influences. Stephen Bartlett's reading list includes Lost Connections, Indistractable, Outliers, and 12 Rules for Life. The summaries of these books available on the Headway app can aid you in carving your life path.